Hey my loves, what's up and welcome back to the Trend Diaries. You're listening to Nidhi Jain, and in today's video we'll be creating this beautiful colorful matte makeup looks. So please continue watching. Starting off, I use this Bling Illuminating Moisturizer as a stroke cream and applied it on the highest points of my face only. You can also apply it all over your face if you wish so. Then I used this Blur smoothing primer and applied it in my T-zones. Then for my foundation, I'm using the shade 45 Corn Panna from Sugar Cosmetics and applied stripes all over my face. Now once that is done, I'm using a new launch from Sugar, which is their Grand Finale Setting Mist, and I sprayed some on a Damn Beauty blender, and then I'm using it to blend the foundation. Now if you're having dry skin type, this foundation does cling on to the dry patches, so let me tell you out that. And it also has a medium coverage, so I did build the coverage up. So once that is done and my base is laid, I moved on to concealer. I'm using the Magic Wand concealer and applied it under my eyes to cover the dark circles, the bridge of the nose, slight amount between my eyebrows, and then slight amount on the cupid's bow and the chin. So once we've laid the concealer, moving on to blending the concealer using the butt of the sponge, blending the vertical plane of our face first so that the under eye concealer gets time to sit, and in this way the coverage is enhanced. And lastly, I blended the under eye concealer with the same beauty sponge. You see the coverage on these concealers is bomb, so with whatever is left on the sponge, I took it over my eyelids, as it would also prime my lids for the eyeshadows coming up next. So yes, that's overall the cream base that was laid that day. And for my eyebrows, I'm using this brow shaper again from Sugar. Okay, so this was one brand makeup tutorial which I forgot to mention in the start, but yes. So I just filled in my brows and brushed the product in, and I also used the matte variant of the setting spray and sprayed it on the spoolie to set my eyebrows. So personally, I found that it did not like set them very well like a proper brow gel, but still it kinda worked. Okay, so yes, that's basically how I did my eyebrows. And then what I did was clean my eyebrows. So the top of my eyebrow I cleaned with the foundation so that it just merges well. I don't want it to be highlighted on the top part, but the bottom part I use the same highlighting concealer shade so that I get that nice highlighted brow and nice sculpted brow. You know what I'm trying to say. So once that is done, again blending all the foundation and concealer that we used to clean the brow with the same beauty sponge, and yes, that's it. So next I use this banana powder from Sugar and set my under eyes with this powder, the center of my nose, that is the bridge, my cupid's bow, chin and forehead zone, that is the regions where I applied the concealer. I also use some amount of it right underneath my cheekbone to carve out my cheekbones and make them stand out, and then just wait for 5 4 3 2 1 and brush it off. I, being a dry skin type, do not like to bake for a really long time. I also avoid baking at times, but I was feeling a bit fancy today and so I did baking. I also try to use the highlighting spray on my neck. It just has some golden dust into it. That's the basic difference. Okay, to use the mini contour shade, I brought another one that is Woody Wonder, and I used it to contour my face, applied it in the hollows of my cheekbone, periphery of my face and jawline. And I also used it right around my nose to just add a bit of shadow to my nose, and with whatever was left on the brush I just went roughly over my eyelids. And then for my blush, I'm using this beautiful plum shade and applied it to my apples and taking it upwards, like lifting it upwards towards the temples. And then finally I sprayed my face with the matte variant of the setting spray. I basically drenched myself in the spray and then used this Damn Beauty sponge. Then finally I used some stick highlighter and applied it on the bridge of my nose, cupid's bow, chin, my cheekbones, and I also used it to highlight my brow bone, my collarbone, and then used a Damn Beauty blender. With this particular highlighter, I like to use beauty blenders to blend them instead of my finger. That's just my personal preference, and yes, that was all that I did for that highlighting part. Moving on to the interesting part, that is the eyeshadow. I started off with this beautiful brown shade into my crease and I'm using windshield wiper motions to apply the transition shade into my crease zone. So one thing to remember, go fluffier with the brushes as you move towards your brow. Then next I mixed the black and the brown shade and applied it on the outer V of my eye. I'm just placing it initially in the outer V and then blending it into my crease. So once that is done, I sprayed some of the matte one again on my flat shader brush and picked up this beautiful rose gold kind of foil shade and applied it all over my crease. Now I applied it in a winged cat eye kind of liner shape. You'll understand why, because I wanted to smoke it out. So I applied it all over my crease, like the entire crease I've applied this shimmery shade including the outer V. Now once that is done, from the second palette I picked up this coral shade on a fluffier blending brush and then I just blended out the edges completely because we do not want any edges whatsoever. So using this blending brush, I applied the same coral shade on my lower lids as well. And then with a clean, fluffiest blending brush, just cleaned everything out so that everything looks nice and blended. Applied loads of mascara to my bottom and upper lashes. For my lipstick, I'm using the Metal liquid lipstick and applied this beautiful rosy brown shade on my lips, and yes, that's it. That is the finished look. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this short tutorial. If you did, then hit that like button and do let me know if you do recreate this. I'll meet you guys soon in my next video. Till then, take care, namaste, and keep trending.